Pretty well. Hope you've been well. Okay, get through a few points today, and then I'll be on my way once again. And I hope you might heed my words and do your own research, because time is running out, everybody. Time is running out on your life and what you're going to do with it. So, the first thing I want to cover today is Ebola. It's really going mainstream now. Some people call it, it's just fear, it's a hoax. And it could be. You know, I'm not in Texas. I don't know if that guy died there. I don't know if it's spreading worldwide. All I have is the media. That's, it's not here in my local area, so how am I supposed to know? It could be a hoax. But, at the same turn of the key, what a lot of people are not aware of is that the United States government owns a patent on Ebola. And if you know anything of the law or you studied legal doctrines, you are aware that if such a virus is patented, before it can be patented, it must also have a vaccine. So, Ebola can be cured, everybody. But only if you have the money. The knowledge alone won't cure it for you. You can go in and tell the doctor's office, I have Ebola, I know damn well it can be cured. I can prove it legally it can be cured. But if you don't have the money, they're not going to do it. They're going to let you die. And that can be said of all disease, everyone. All disease on this planet can be cured right now. They have the means to do it. But because it's a profitable industry, they don't. A sad, sad teaching of this planet. Perhaps the saddest of all. So just do your own research and remember, everybody, Ebola can be cured. Every disease can be cured. But it's not, because it's a profitable industry for these fucking parasitic entities in the government and the corporations. Moving on. I saw an article recently from the University of Washington about cold fusion, basically stating that they've created a device that can eliminate the need for coal, which eventually could probably eliminate the need for all fossil fuels. Wonderful, right? Just wonderful. However, it reminded me of a story I saw about a year ago when the University of Washington was still working on these things. Basically, they were ready to power their entire campus, go off the grid. And they said they had an abundance of electricity, enough to power the entire city of Seattle, forever. And this is clean, green energy, non-pollutant, non-dangerous, not detrimental in any way. So, why didn't they do it? Take one guess, everybody. The state, the government. The state came in and said, you cannot do this. This is illegal. You cannot liberate yourself from the need to pay for electrical utility. That's illegal. And I looked into it myself under Washington state law, and sure enough it was. And I was just immediately discouraged. Like, how could this law have ever been passed? But it's the same thing with the Federal Reserve Act way back when. Our ancestors signed us all away to slavery because they were starving. And the government said, here, sign this piece of paper, we'll give you food, we'll give you money, we'll get you by. And they're not going to look at all the fine print on that. They're just going to sign it. But I really wish they would have. So yeah, University of Washington says we can power the entire city of Seattle. Wonderful, wonderful. State comes in and says, nope, you can't do that. That's illegal. That cuts into our profit. Pretty fucked up, everybody. Pretty fucked up. I mean, I was extremely discouraged over that news. So, I'm not sure what else can be done. We're all fighting an uphill battle. Who can fight the law? Who can defeat the law in this country? Who can find a lawyer who will take a case against the federal government? The federal government, which is exempt from its own law, cannot be sued unless you can prove a grievous abuse of power, which I can and everybody else could. But who has the time and the money to hire a lawyer to actually do it? And once you start fighting the government and speaking against them, you become a targeted individual at a certain point. When they see that you are of stature and virtue and honor and intelligence, that you can become a threat to them, they will begin to discredit you. They will begin to try and destroy your reputation. They've done it before. I saw an article from the CIA recently that was declassified, basically stating that, yes, we destroyed the reputation of a man who was working on I think it was a water-powered car. It wasn't Stanley Meyer. It was someone else. But yeah, they basically destroyed his reputation, and he died of food poisoning. Isn't that suspicious? Honestly, everyone, it seems that any person of true honor, virtue, truth, justice in this world is sacrificed or killed. It's pretty sad. Every great man in history I read about who went out of his way to fight this tyranny ends up killed, or imprisoned, or having to take another life. They are given a false death certificate, a story is published to where they died from this, they died from that, but they still live under a new personality, a new name. And everybody who knows them or used to know them is either bought out by an oath of secrecy or just threatened. We'll take you out if you say anything about it. So, it's hard to stay motivated, everyone. It really is. The more I learn, the more I become discouraged. With more wisdom comes more sorrow. But in the end, wisdom is the only thing that's going to save you. Knowledge and wisdom are the only things that will save you from this hell that is coming. So, I guess I'll leave it there, everyone. I hope you all be well. Love you very much. And until next time.